Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Maven tutorial for beginners. In this video we will see how we can generate a jar file for our Maven project. So let's get started. So let's say I have a colleague and I want to make a jar file and give it to him. Now in order to create a jar file from my Maven project, what steps I need to follow? First of all, I need to compile all my source file and then convert them into the .class file. So if you know, whenever you compile a .java file, it will result in a .class file. So you need to compile all your Java files, and then in the next step you need to compile all your test files, okay, and it will also result in the .class files, right? Now the third step is to run the test, and if any test fails you need to work on them and correct them, and unless and until you have zero errors in test you need to rework on them, right? And the last step is to create a jar file which you can give to your colleague. Okay, so let's see how we can do it. So I'm going to go to my Eclipse IDE, and first of all what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the folder in which my Maven project is. So I'm going to right click and then go to the properties. So once again I'm going to right click on my project and go to the properties here, and in here you can just copy this location path from here and then go to your folder explorer and then paste it there, and then this will open your project in the Windows Explorer, right? So right now you can see it has the source folder and the target folder and your pom.xml files, right? So the first step is to clean your project. So you can see there is a target folder here, and let's see what happens when we give the clean command. But first of all I will go to my test source file here, so app test.java, and in here there is a sample fail here, right? So I just want to remove it so that my test will not fail, right? We just want to compile our Maven project, and let's see how we can do it. We are more interested in the steps rather than in the code, right? So now I'm going to save it, and now the command which I'm going to give here is to clean my project. So just right click on your project, and in here run as, in the run as you have the bunch of Maven commands here, right? You have Maven build, Maven clean, so you can give this Maven clean command to clean your project, right? So the easy way is to just click this option Maven build, and in the goals you can just write clean here, okay? And it's same as writing mvn clean on the command line, right? And when I run this command, what it does is I'm going to go to my folder explorer once again, and when this command will be successful you can see my target folder is deleted, right? So all the compiled files and all the jar files after compilation, they are saved in this target folder, and whenever we give the clean command it's going to clean all these compiled binaries and jar files. Okay, so now our project is clean. So you can see here in the output our build is success for the clean command, and now we are ready to compile our app. Now the second command is to compile our source file, right? So once again right click your project and run as, and choose this option Maven build with three dots, and in the goals this time you need to give this compile command. So in the goals, I'm going to just write compile. And this compile command is going to compile my source files and create a class files for us for the source files. So let's run it. And once our command is successfully run, you can see build success here. Then we can once again go to our folder explorer. You can see once again the target folder is created. Inside the target folder we have this class folder, then com, then code bind, and then you have your app.class file created by Maven for you, right? Now the third step is to compile your test files, right? So go to your project once again and right click your project once again, go to run as once again, and then just click Maven build with three dots once again, and in the goals this time to run or to compile the test, you just need to write test hyphen compile, okay, and it's going to compile the test for you. Okay, so just run this command, and after this command is run successfully, we are going to see the folder explorer once again. So build success. Once again, let's go here, and we will go to our project, and in the target folder this time we have test hyphen class folder created inside the target folder, and inside the code bind package we have this test class created for you. So apptest.class is created for you. So we have compiled our source files and we have compiled our test files. Now we need to run the test. So how to run the test? You just need to right click your project once again and then run as, and then Maven build with three dot once again, and then this time you need to write test, okay, and it's same as giving the command mvn tests, okay. So just run this command test, and let's see what's the result for us, and we will wait for it, and you can see the builds are success for this also, right? So now our tests are also passing. In reality we don't even have any test, but let's say we have test cases and test suits for our classes that all are building successfully, right? Once again we will go to our folder explorer and go to the target folder, and you can see there is a third folder created inside the target folder, which is surefire reports, and inside the surefire reports you have a text file and the xml file, and when you open this text file is going to give you the result for the test. So you can see test run 1, failure 0, error 0, skipped 0. Okay, so we don't have any error inside our test. Okay, so all the three steps are done. Our source files are compiled, test files are compiled, and our tests are run successfully. Now in order to create a jar file, there is a last command we need to give here, is just go to run as once again and then Maven build. You can directly click this Maven install command for creating a jar file, but since we are following this procedure of going to the Maven build here with three dots, here in the goals once again give the command install. Okay, so just give the command install and then run it, and once again your project will be compiled, all the tests will be run, and once you can see this build success, you can go to the folder explorer once again and go to the target once again, and now you can see your jar file is created here, right? So the name of the jar file, as we have discussed earlier, will be the name of your object, for example your artifact id, then hyphen your version 0.0.1 hyphen snapshot dot jar file, right? So in this way you can create a jar file for your project. Now let's see how we can do the exact same steps using command line, so that you know what are the command issued by Eclipse for creating these files. So if you remember, in the third video I have shown you how to create your first Maven project using command line, and we named our project as first Maven project. So I'm going to work on the same project for the command line, right? So just go inside this folder, my first Maven project, and inside this folder you will be able to find your project name, and inside this you have your source folder and pom.xml. So just open the folder in which you have your source folder and pom.xml file, right? Because whenever we issue some command, it's going to search for this pom.xml file and the source folder. And in here what you need to do is just press your shift key here. So just press shift and then right click your mouse, and you will be able to see this command open command window here. Okay, and what it's going to do is, I'm going to click this, it's going to open the command prompt inside this folder. So it's will open this command prompt, and the directory we are currently in is this directory in which you are in. So we are in the my Maven project here, right? Now in here we are going to follow the same procedure. We are going to give mvn clean command first to clean our projects. So just press enter, and it's going to run this clean command, and it says build success. So it's going to clean our project, right? The second is to compile our project. So just give maven compile. So just write compile, maven compile, and press enter, and it's going to compile all your source files, right? Now the third step is to give the test compile. You can see our Maven compile is successful and it says build success here, right? So the third step is to Maven test hyphen compile here, right? So it's going to compile all our test files. Okay, so press enter and it will run, and it will compile all the test source file, and it says build success. Okay, so you can see the target folder is created for us, and inside this target folder we have the classes, and inside the classes we have app.class created for us, same as we have seen in the case of Eclipse project, right? And we also have this test classes, and then we have our app test.class created for us, right? Now the fourth command was to run the test. So mvn test, you need to give mvn test to run your test. So press enter, and it's going to run all the tests, and if they are successful then you will see build success here. So our tests are run, and it's going to create this surefire hyphen report file, and in this you can see we have 0 failure, 0 errors, right? And the last command is to give here is mvn install to create our jar file, right? So let's go inside the target, and we will see the jar file live created. So let's give maven install and just see here what happens. It will be generated, right? So maven install and press enter, and it's going to compile all the things and run the tests, and at the end our jar file is created here. Okay, so in this way you can create a jar file for your Maven project. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe.